I want a personal heat map of my running data, but I don't want to pay for it. Let me explain. I recently started running again, and it's great. The constant aching in my legs, burning in my lungs, and the bi-weekly fear of running past somebody that I know looking like this. Joking aside, my absolute favourite part of running has to be looking at all of the different data visualizations once I'm finished. I've started using Strava to track my runs. This video isn't sponsored, by the way, and if that wasn't clear from my subscriber count, then it will be clear in about a minute's time. Strava gives us the classic route map, which is great for posting on your Instagram story to show your friends that you're better than them. We've got the elevation chart, which shows the vertical profile of our run over the distance. We've got the pace chart, which shows how fast we've run, and the heart rate chart, which shows, well, our heart rate. And I really like that Strava includes the elevation profile in the back of these two charts for added context. These charts are nicely done, but my absolute favorite data visualization from Strava has to be their heat map. This heat map for my city shows where people run most often. The brighter and thicker the lines, the more people that run these routes. But I don't care about everybody else. I want to see a heat map for just me, to visualize where I run most often, and maybe even more. This is the part of the video where I tease something that's coming later without showing it fully, so that you'll watch the whole thing. Strava does offer a personal heat map feature, but the problem is you have to pay for it. And so I have a decision to make. Spend £8.99 a month to unlock Strava's personal heat map, or spend an undetermined amount of time trying to recreate and improve this feature myself. Here's the plan. First, I need to export my Strava data, which contains the limited number of runs that I've done recently, as well as a load of data from mountain biking back from the days when I used to shred. Now I need to write some code to create a nice heat map, which I think I should be able to do in a couple of hours. Okay, this wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. The first idea I had, I came up with myself. Download some road network data, match it with my running data, and color the different road sections by how often I'd run on them. And I got this abomination. The problem is that the road network data is fragmented and not designed for this use case. Second idea, also my own. Build the network myself using my running data. Take the different runs, turn it into one network, and then color this network by how often I run each section, and I got this. Better, but still bad. At this point, I finally gave in. Idea number 3, copy Strava entirely. The problem with my first 2 failed attempts is that I was trying to use the line data that came in my data export, but Strava's heat maps don't actually do this. Instead, they break the map into a grid of pixels, and every time you run through one of these pixels, its value increases. So I recreated this using my running data in Python. I added a slight blur to smooth things over, just like Strava does, used a light on dark color scheme, and bam, we got this beauty. Let's go and try this again. This is my most frequent run route. Not surprising, given that it's basically where I live. Now is a good time to mention that I cut the start and end from all of my runs so that my exact home location isn't included in the heat map. This is a road that I've only run once, well, twice now. As I keep running, this heat map will slowly evolve over time. I needed to know if this scales. So I asked my friend Sam to send me his Strava data. Sam lives in Berkeley, California. He does Ironman races for fun and thinks that a 30-kilometer run through the wilderness is a chill Sunday afternoon activity. His heat map looks like this. Over 150 runs in 2 years. And it actually works better with more data. So I stress tested it even further. Remember the mountain bike data from when I used to shred? This dataset has tight trails, fast movement, and bad signal, and it still worked on over 50 rides. At this point, I started to wonder, If we can map where and how often we're in a certain location, could we also map how fast we're traveling at that location? And so I updated the code to show average pace. Back to my running data. Here, lighter and brighter shows faster, and darker shows slower, averaged over all of my runs. And we can immediately see something interesting. The darker, slower areas aren't just random, they're typically at junctions and intersections, where I've had to stop or slow down to cross the road or wait for traffic. Some of the other slower, darker spots make more sense when we consider elevation, just like Strava does in their charts. This version of my heat map shows the absolute elevation change taken from my running data. Brighter is steeper, darker is flatter. You can clearly see where the two are related. Like this hill. We can take this a step further and look not just at elevation, but which direction I'm running. In this version, purple is where I'm running uphill, and green is when I'm running downhill. If we revisit this hill, you can see that it's purple, which means I'm normally running uphill, and explains the slower pace. Because this is averaged, it shows the bias in that direction, so purple actually shows where I'm typically running uphill, green shows where I'm typically running downhill, and the mix in between the middle either is a flat area or it's somewhere that's steep, but I run it in both directions. Which means that the more I run these routes in different directions, the more they're likely to balance out and become neutral. We can see this clearly in SAM2's data as well. Take this section for example. We have slower speeds here because it's a steep section of trail and he's usually running uphill. Taking a bit more inspiration from Strava's charts, I also made a heart rate heat map for my running data. Brighter is a high heart rate, darker is a low heart rate. And the hotspot up here was actually just from one run, which we can see in our original heat map, which shows how often I've run there. I wasn't even going very fast, which we can see from the pace heat map, and so I must have just been having a tough time on this day. I remember now. I went the wrong way here and had to double back, which is why this one road appears brighter on the heat map, the original heat map, than the roads around it. Which is a nice sense check that the map actually works. So now we can see where I run, how fast I'm running, and how hard of a time I'm having. From my data, SAM2's data, and my mountain bike data. You know, from when I used to shred. You get the point. I wasn't very good. Getting this to work might have taken a few weeks of my life and a few centimeters off my hairline, but at least I didn't have to pay £8.99. Right? So it turns out Strava has a free trial for their premium version, which I only found out halfway through making this video. But it does give us a nice way to end this. Mine versus Strava. I registered for the trial to see my personal heat map, and I think we absolutely nailed it. And the added pace and heart rate map are features that money can't buy. Yet. My name is Sam, and I like charts, and if you've made it this far in the video, the chances are you do too. So I'd love it if you'd please consider subscribing. My channel banner is an actual chart that updates every day based on the number of subscribers we have. Thanks for watching.